Hi guys, welcome to my channel, Mondays with Marisol. So, I had it and I lost it. Damn it. So my main sorry, first video ever. So my main goal is actually to produce a video every Monday. Hence the reason why it's called Mondays with Marisol. I have yet to try to figure out how to edit videos, so it's going to be kind of, you'll probably hear my dog barking in the background. You'll hear the maintenance personnel just banging on the walls because they're working on the outside, the exterior of the building. However, I will not be editing this video because one, I do not know how to, okay? But as time goes on, the videos will be more elaborate. So anyways, so this Monday, I will be discussing real estate. And by that, I mean studying for the real estate exam. Just a few months ago, I did finish my real estate class. I'm based out of Massachusetts. It was an extensive, very long real estate class, but I got it done. And I have been studying for it. People have been telling me that I should just go ahead and take the exam. But I'm kind of a perfectionist and I like to make sure I know everything front to back, okay? I don't want to go in there blindsided. I want to know everything. And so with that being said, I have decided to make a video to help me learn some of the material. So if you are studying for your real estate exam, listen to this. No, I'm just kidding. Well, you have come to the right spot. So I kind of wanted to touch base on the glossary, the terms. I think it is very important to know the terms because that way, if you ever find or see, excuse me, let's take this back a notch. If you see a problem, right? If you're presented with a problem on the exam, I feel like if you know the terms, then you will be able to answer the problem. You know what I mean? So here we go. All right, so the glossary is in the back of the book. I'm actually reading from the Massachusetts Real Estate Principles and Practices edition 8.0. This book was actually given to me in class. And I like it. It's very self-explanatory. I mean, you know, it's really easy to read, and they give you a bunch of little examples and whatnot. They give you an answer key at the end of every chapter that you read. But like I said, I'm going to go ahead and read the glossary so that we can delve in that. So first is we have abstract of title, and it's a summary of the history of ownership of a parcel of property, including each consecutive conveyance liens, other encumbrances, and the current status of each. Abutter, one whose land adjoins another parcel of property, including a road or another private parcel. Okay. Acceptance, the agreement of one party to a set of terms offered by a second party. Okay. Accountability, one of the duties of an agent under the law of agency that deals with the handling of escrow funds. Accretion, the gradual increase to land on a shore or riverbank by natural forces. Accrued, items that have been accumulated over time. Reminds me of my closet. Such as depreciation or taxes. Accrued depreciation, excuse me. Total depreciation due to date. Yearly depreciation times number of years. And acknowledgement is a process where an authorized officer, usually a notary public, witnesses a signature and attests that the signer had stated that the signing is his or her free act and deed, intended to protect against duress. Oh, okay. Acre, an area measurement equal to 43,560 square feet. So an acre is equivalent to 43,560 square feet. Okay. Actual eviction. It's a legal process where the landlord forces the tenant to vacate the premises. Adverse possession. The process of gaining title to real property by open, continuous, and notorious occupancy for 20 years in Massachusetts, known as squatters' rights, similar to establishing an easement by prescription. Ad valorem tax, a tax based according to valuation. Property taxes are based on the value of the property being taxed. Agency, the relationship between one person, which is the principal, and another, which is the agent, who is authorized to act in the first person's behalf. Okay. Sorry, I keep saying okay. I'm just like, instead of saying hum, I'm saying okay. Well, we'll just move it to hum because I'm sure there's going to be many okays coming. Agency disclosure. The Massachusetts regulation 254 CM3205 that regulates the real estate broker salesperson in informing and obtaining consent as to the agency representation to be utilized. Agent, one who is authorized to act for another, who is called the principal. Air rights, the rights to the space above the piece of property. I had no idea. Air rights. You have air rights on top of your property. That's crazy. Alienation clause. The clause in a mortgage that the balance becomes due in full if the property is sold or otherwise transfers ownership, such as a foreclosure, also known as a due on sale clause. Oh, wow. So you just alienate them at that. No, I'm just kidding. This one's called amortization. The process of repaying a loan by making systematic payments of principal and interest over time until the balance is zero. Anticipation, the appraisal principle that value increases or decreases based on the future benefit or detriment that may be received. Appraisal, an estimate of value. Appraisal Institute, National Association of Real Estate Appraisers, who are governed by a code of ethics and control the awarding of various appraisal designations as Senior Residential Appraiser, SRA, and Member Appraisal Institute, MAI. Those are just acronyms for what I just stated. Next is we have appraised value. So appraised value is an estimate of what a parcel of property will sell for, an estimate of market value. Appreciation is an increase in value, opposite of depreciation. Assemblage, the process of combining two or more lots to make the resulting parcel more valuable. The increase in value is known as plottage. Assessed value is a value which the city or town places on property as a base for determining taxes, appraised value times assessment rate. Assessment, official value a city or town places on property to determine taxes, same as assessed value. Assessment rate, the percent of assessed value that will be taxed. Assignment, the transfer of rights and interest in property from one person to another. Example, assignment of a purchase and sale agreement or a mortgage. Attorney at law, a law professional who has taken and passed the bar exam. Attorney in fact, one who is authorized to act for another in real estate transactions. This is done through a power of attorney. Does not need to be an attorney at law, just an attorney in fact. Avulsion is the loss of land due to the sudden or violent act of nature. When I think of that, I think of like explosion, because it's like a violent act of nature, like it's, I don't know, the loss of land, I don't know. Balloon mortgage. A mortgage where one final payment larger than any preceding payment pays off the debt. Bargain and sale deed. Grantor affirms that they hold and grant whatever interest they have with no warranties, often used by fiduciaries such as estate executors or officers of the court. Baseline, an imaginary line running east to west by surveyors in the government rectangle survey method of property description. Bilateral contract, a contract where one party agrees to do something in return for the second party's promise to also do something. Sounds like a few people I know. No, I'm just kidding. Bill of sale, a written contract between two parties for the sale of personal property. Blanket mortgage, a mortgage secured by two or more parcels of property. Blockbusting, the practice of attempting to influence one to sell or rent with threats that persons of a particular protected class are entering the neighborhood. Let's not touch base there. Board of Appeals, local, city, or town committee that rules on matters of zoning variances. Book. Deeds and other documents relating to property transfer are recorded at the county registry of deeds in Massachusetts and become a specific page in a specific book in the record system. A deed has a specific book and page and reference. Wow, I didn't know that. Book value, value remaining after just depreciation. Original cost less accrued depreciation. Broker is an individual who, for consideration, sells, rents, exchanges, or negotiates options of real estate. Building code is a set of rules established by state or a municipal government to regulate standards in the construction trades. Bundle of rights, a concept used to describe all of the rights that an owner has in the property owned. Buyer's agent, a real estate broker who represents the buyer, not the seller, and therefore has the fiduciary responsibility to the buyer. Bylaws, as relates to condominiums, the specific procedures for managing and regulating a condominium, recorded with the master deed, per MGL C183A. Capitalization rate, comparison of value to net income used by an appraiser in estimating value of income property. So it's the net income divided by the value. That's how you get the capitalization rate. Capital reserve is a reserve fund set by condominium management association to collect monies from unit owners on a regular basis to finance future capital improvements, not to be confused with operating reserve. Care, that part of the law of agency that requires that the agent use his or her expertise in the principal's best interest. Caveat emptor. Fancy. A principle in law that means let the buyers